Hello and welcome to Chapter 2, Question 49. So, the question asks to translate the following limit equations using a complete sentence. So these two right here, using a complete sentence, and then draw a graph to represent each situation. Okay, so let me just write them down. So A is the limit as x approaches -1 from the right of square root of x plus 1 plus 3 equals 3. Okay, so I basically already said it, but as x approaches -1 from the right, this plus means from the right, a negative would mean from the left. So let's write that down. As x approaches -1 from the right, this function, x plus 1 plus 3 approaches 3. So the limit as x approaches this value from the right of this function is 3. And you can write it by saying as x approaches -1 from the right, x plus 1 plus 3, the function approaches 3. Okay? And then we can easily graph this. So let me just draw my axes, x-axis, y-axis. Okay, so basically you need just a basic drawing of square root of x plus 1 plus 3, and you can even graph that on the calculator if you really need to. You just go to y equals the square root, square root of x plus 1 plus 3. Okay. And then you graph it, and it looks something like that. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like that. So basically, this is the sketch of the function itself, and you want to show that as x approaches -1 right here, this function approaches 3. So -1, 3, the function approaches this point right here as it approaches -1 from the right. Okay, so that is part A. And then, yeah, so it approaches the point -1, comma 3. Okay, I think you understand. Anyways, so for part B, the question is the limit as time approaches infinity of a soda's temperature equals room temperature. Okay. So basically I already said it, but as time passes, right, or time goes to infinity, so as time continues or passes without stopping, continues forever, a soda's temperature temperature approaches room temperature, right, which makes sense. Okay, so I think to graph this we should, like usual. Okay, so apparently the video cut for the second part of question 49 of chapter 2, but anyways, as I was saying, so the time continues forever. As time continues forever, a soda's temperature approaches room temperature, okay? And how you want to graph it is with time on the x-axis, like we usually do, and with the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit on the y-axis. So you want to graph the room temperature as just a straight line, right? Because the room temperature is constant, it's not changing. And then the soda's temperature, if you have a cold soda, it's going to be below the room temperature, obviously, right, when it starts off. But since it's going to be not in a fridge or not, it's going to be exposed to the room, it's going to gradually increase in temperature and move towards the room temperature. So the limit on the soda's temperature approaches the room temperature. And you can clearly see that by this graph. And it makes sense, right? Because the soda will gradually become the same temperature as the room temperature. Yep, so I hope you understood question 49. Thanks for watching.